priest, are you there? Can you hear my voice? Do you hear my prayers? Are you out there? Forgive me, priest, for I have sinned in the ring of fire. Tonight, I would have loved you for 1,000 years. I would have died for you. I would have sacrificed it all, my dear. I would have bled for you. Till death do us part. You are unholy right from the start. It's a nice night for a black wedding. Nice night for a black wedding. Nice night for a black wedding.
What is up, guys? Dashing here, and we are live for Shockwave episode 48. You probably already heard it. My voice is struggling after Homecoming and after NGW as well, just a little bit earlier, but we're going to power through it like we always do. Somebody come massage my throat, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. But we indeed are jumping straight into the action as always. And guys, tonight, fresh off the heels of Homecoming and now en route to our final pit stop before Ascendance 11. That's right, it's Purgatory in just a couple of weeks, and it's all about the Elimination Chamber. We have got a slew of qualifiers here tonight. Our general manager, Madison Wright, announcing 2 Elimination Chamber matches to take place at Purgatory. 1 will feature 6 of the top superstars here in CMV vying for the right to challenge Chris Diamond for his CMV Global Championship at the Show of Shows. That's right, 6 men will enter the chamber at Purgatory. 1 will leave with a ticket to Ascendance 11 to challenge the British Baller for his Global Championship. We've got 3 of those qualifiers for that chamber right here tonight on Shockwave. The other 3 going to be on Octane this upcoming weekend. But the other Elimination Chamber, guys, confirmed to be a #1 contenders match for the Women's World Championship, as 6 women will vie for the right to challenge Ellie Quinn for the Women's World Championship at Ascendance 11. Our first qualifier for that chamber also here tonight, but as you can see, it is Josh Omega of the Psycho Imperium taking on Ben Stacy of the British Sword. Now, while Josh Omega has obviously got the support of Hunter Quinn there in his corner, Jay Young nowhere to be found here. Hunter Quinn with his own Elimination Chamber qualifying match a little bit later on tonight, but it's Omega and Stacy right here, right now. Jay Young, I mean, he does have his own chamber qualifier on Octane, but, well, like I just said, Hunter Quinn has his own qualifier later on. He's still out here to support Josh Omega, so what's Jay Young's excuse? Stacy not going to worry about that right now. Maybe he can actually focus without Jay Young barking at him at ringside, I'd say. But obviously, Omega coming off a big win at Homecoming this past weekend, defeating Richard Delaney. The Psycho Imperium overall. Homecoming, a very good night. Hunter Quinn also dispatching of Amber Reed in the Miami street fight. Now both of them looking to make it into the Elimination Chamber at Purgatory, where they could end up being opponents, but that's not the worry right now. Ben Stacy with a vertical suplex. Only a 1 count, though. Indeed, Hunter Quinn will take on Leon Gata a little bit later on in his Elimination Chamber qualifier. We also know that we're going to see Oh, big headbutt from Ben Stacy. Josh Wolf and Fidel De La Rosa clashing in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. But what a main event we have in store, guys. Here tonight, it is champion versus champion as Chris Diamond takes on Bloody Justice in what very well may be the final episode of Shockwave with Bloody Justice as undisputed with heavyweight champion. Because, of course, guys, massive news at the top of the show. Shay Hoxton returning at Homecoming. We hadn't previously seen him since Absolution. The end of the last man standing match had him thrown off the concrete steps by Xander Slate, but made his return in Miami, and not happy was he about how things have been going lately in his absence, specifically for Richard Delaney, losing the undisputed world heavyweight championship. But Shay Hoxton said he had a plan, and a plan he indeed had. At the top of the show, announcing that he has pulled a few strings, cashed in a few favors, and that next week, guys, on Shockwave episode 49, Shay Hoxton will play the role of general manager for the right. That's right. Madison Wright going to take the night off, whether she likes it or not, and Shay Hoxton will be sat behind the desk to present Showdown at the Senate 2. That's right. Making its return from the capital, Washington, D.C., and well, Hoxton has already made some big matchups official, including a triple threat match for the undisputed world heavyweight championship, forcing Bloody Justice to defend against Richard Delaney and himself, Shay Hoxton. Not happy about that is Bloody Justice, certainly, as Hoxton has told Richard Delaney there'll be no excuse. He will leave that matchup as undisputed world heavyweight champion once again. But right now, Josh Omega looking to take his spot in the Elimination Chamber. Whatever he was setting up for there, though, countered by Ben Stacy into a bridging Fujiwara armbar. Nice counter, though, by Omega. Thought he was going to roll him up there for a second. Hunter Quinn watching from ringside. Gotta imagine if you can get into the head of Hunter Quinn right now. Does he want, really, Josh Omega to win this match? Because if Omega does, and then Hunter Quinn wins his qualifier later, then they're going to have to face each other inside the chamber. Maybe low-key, deep down, Hunter Quinn hoping Omega actually falters here. And vice versa. Ben Stacy thinking about going to the corner there for a second, making sure that Omega stays in place. Oh, but able to roll out of the ring. There's Stacy going out. Chasing each other. Oh my God. The in and out game. Omega's had enough. Well, here's a tweet, guys. Speaking of, Bloody Justice says Shay Hoxton is a coward. Didn't even come out to allow me to explain what happened. He thinks I'm a coward? Well, guess what? I'm not you two. So be prepared for a war. Not happy about it, but Bloody Justice, nothing he can do. And so obviously going to try to go into that matchup as confident as he can be. His championship going to be in serious jeopardy. Hopefully he doesn't look past Chris Diamond in tonight's main event. Another huge matchup announced by Shay Hoxton, guys, for Showdown at the Senate 2. The very first ever lights out match in CMV history, brought to you by Dubby. Going to take place as Shay Hoxton decided to serve up Blake Virtue on a silver platter to the Barbarian Bison. Whoever said Hoxton wouldn't be a fair general manager? Oh, God, Ben Stacy busted wide open off those right hands from the full mount. Stacy trying to crawl into the corner, but no refuge here without Jay Young to watch his back. Oh, Omega going to try again, and this time he hits it. TKO leads to the 1, 2, but not the 3. 1, 2, no 3. Omega's not finished though. Hunter Quinn trying to hype him up from ringside. Ooh, a body splash to the back of the knee. Actually pretty brutal looking. I don't know if that's what he was intending, but... cheeky jab thrown out, caught though by Ben Stacy. He's got a wicked gash there. Alongside, looks like his left eye. But this is for a spot in the Elimination Chamber match. An opportunity to potentially go to Ascendance 11 and challenge Chris Diamond for the Global Championship. Big kick to the shoulder. Trying to perhaps soften Omega up for that Fujiwara. He's going to go for it again, but Omega not going to allow it this time. Gets out of it. Big old clothesline, keeping Stacy on his rear end, but not for long. Discus forearm blocked by Stacy. What a way to kick off the show. You can see how badly these two want it. Two young guns. And especially for Ben Stacy, imagine him, his very first Ascendance in London, England, to challenge for the Global Championship. Half camel clutch apply. Look at this, Hunter Quinn forced to watch as his tag team partner in serious agony right now. Kick to the midsection, forearm smash, and again, one more time. Big one to finish off. To the top rope goes Stacy. Perfect position for shooting. Star press. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Young Ben Stacy has done it. Ben Stacy is going to purgatory. Ben Stacy is in the Elimination Chamber match. What a bout to kick off the show. And young Ben Stacy with a bit of an upset win here. An upset win that's going to take him right to purgatory. And inside the Elimination Chamber, Hunter Quinn's furious. But he's got to worry about his own qualifier later on tonight. Well, we just saw Ben Stacy, guys, qualify for the men's Elimination Chamber match at Purgatory, but now it's time for our first women's Elimination Chamber match qualifier. Madison Wright deciding that an Elimination Chamber match will produce Ellie Quinn's challenger for Ascendance 11. 6 women going to enter the Devil's Domain. 1 leaves with a ticket to the show of shows. And Chloe Marks is looking to punch that ticket here tonight. And obviously, things not been going spectacular for Chloe Marks the last few months. She's definitely gotten a lot more confident, but she's also got a lot more aggressive, and more often than not, that's cost her. We saw with Ari Lee, we saw with Tora Troy Evans. And maybe that aggression will be what she needs to earn herself a spot in the Elimination Chamber match. And who is she taking on is the question. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look who it is. Beatrice Lotus is back, guys. We haven't seen Lotus. We haven't seen all of Otranto since the end of last season, since Fortune. Beatrice Lotus making her return, her season debut here in this Elimination Chamber qualifying match. But where's the rest of Otranto? No Violet Evans, no Yvonne Ivy, just Beatrice Lotus, it looks like. Shocking a great many of us last season for being so young. Only 19, I believe. And all that she was able to accomplish, capturing the Women's Tag Team Championship, setting and breaking records in the Women's Royal Rumble match back at Mob Violence. But we saw Otranto, of course, take that loss in the Texas Tornado Tag Team match at Fortune. They haven't been seen since. And looks like we're not going to see the rest of them. Just Beatrice Lotus here today, but that's good enough for me. Referee rings the bell and we get it on. Elimination Chamber qualifier, Chloe Marks, Beatrice Lotus. Big old headbutt from Lotus. Not just one of them, two of them. And as a matter of fact, three of them. Followed up by an Acai moonsault. Not a good start for Miss Chloe Marks here in this matchup. Great to see Beatrice Lotus back in the ring, guys, but along with our Elimination Chamber qualifiers here this evening, coming up next, we've got a triple threat Tornado Tag Team matchup as Madison Wright has put together a bit of a micro tournament to see who will challenge Resurgence for the Unified World Tag Team Championship at Purgatory. That's right, in case you missed it at Homecoming. Andrew Briggs and Cameron Cray dethroning Click. They will be putting those titles on the line at Purgatory. We'll find out against who, as the winning team of tonight's Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team match will face the winning team of the Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team match on Octane in a #1 contenders bout. Beatrice Lotus hooked to the jaw, gonna spin Chloe Marks around, sets her up for a kick to the back of the head. And a standing shooting star headbutt to the chest into the pin. 2 count only though for Beatrice Lotus. I haven't seen Lotus, guys, without the rest of Otranto since she very first arrived here in CMV last season, so it's kind of peculiar to see her, but no Evans, no Ivy along with her. Wondering where they went. Pretty much vanished off the face of the earth the last couple of months. Great opportunity, no doubt about that, in Lotus's return here to potentially earn herself a spot in the Elimination Chamber. Look at the aggression from Lotus here. Good God, she's all over Chloe Marks. And now a drop kick. Just see the height that Lotus got on that. Picture perfect. And the accuracy as well. And now going to gouge the eye of Marks. Lotus, a little more ruthless, I feel like, than the last time we saw her. That's what Otranto been doing the last couple of months. That's a quick pinfall attempt by Chloe Marks. Desperate, I might even say, but desperation doesn't pay off. A 2 count only. Ellie Quinn surely going to be watching, seeing who makes it into that Elimination Chamber, seeing who is going to step up to challenge her for that Women's World Championship at the Show of Shows. This fight going to be taken to the ringside area now. Big old punch attempt. The stroke! Down onto the floor. Far from a soft landing for Chloe Marks, but able to duck that head kick attempt. Couple of kicks to the back of the knee. Not going to be enough to stop Chloe Marks, though. Walking her over to the barricade. Dropping her face first. Quickly Marks back into the ring. Perhaps they're going to take a cheeky count-out dub here. Not going to be the case, though, as Lotus back into the ring, immediately caught with that half Nelson single knee backbreaker. Lotus responding with an Irish whip, able to drop down. Beautiful wheel kick. And now has Chloe Marks in position. Lotus from the top. Houston hangover. Into the pin, and just like that, uno, dos. No tres. For Beatrice Lotus. Chloe Marks keeps her head above the water with such an opportunity on the line. Lotus looking a bit miffed that Marks dared to kick out there. Letting her anger maybe get the better of her. Chloe Marks going to try to fight back to her feet. Punch to the midsection. Big right hook. There's a clothesline. Another one for you. How about a calf kick? Lotus reeling. Marks staying on the attack. Launching her into the corner. Gotta be looking for that big old body splash, baby. Lining up her shot. Lotus caught with the crucifix driver. What a combo put together by Marks into the pin. One, but a rope break. Beatrice Lotus at one man with the wherewithal to know where she was, to grab that bottom rope. Sheesh! Swinging side slam from Marks, keeping the pressure on. Not enough, though. Lotus gets back to her feet. All of her weight on the back of Chloe's head. Just trying to crawl away, but no safe refuge. Claws down the back of Chloe Marks. Oh, and a ripcord. Cobra clutch. Just threw her off to the side. And now taking a bite. A bite out of the fingy. Highly competitive matchup here between these two. Chloe Marks and a returning Beatrice Lotus for a spot in the Elimination Chamber at Purgatory. Lotus certainly has not missed a step during her time away. She's obviously kept up the training. She has certainly come back with a newfound aggression. Boy, she's going after Chloe Marks in this match. She gets to her feet, though. Marks waiting for her. Throws her down to the outside. Stand on top of her, though, like peanut butter on jelly. Not letting her get too far. Oh, boy. Hangman's neck breaker down onto the floor. Don't get any closer, man. Don't mess with my W, all right? I paid a fortune for this stuff. But I did get 10% off. You know how? Promo code CMV23 at checkout. Crazy. Monkey flip gonna launch Chloe into the corner. Beatrice Lotus blocking Chloe's attempt there to use her own body like a torpedo. And makes her eat that top rope. Waiting for her to get to her feet. Patient is Chloe Marks here. Patience is a virtue, they say. Gut wrench powerbomb into the pit as Chloe Marks going to Purgatory. 1, 2. No, she is not. 2.999. Close, but as they say, no cigar. Making sure that Lotus doesn't get too far. Brings her up to her feet. Gonna knock the spit out of her mouth. Keep it on her. Lotus has got to do something about this, and soon. Once again, blocks that shoulder tackle attempt. Leaves the door open. Butterfly suplex. But around and around we go. Finishing with a butterfly facebuster. Marks, knowing she's in trouble, rolling herself out of the apron, buying herself a bit of time, but is it enough time? Oh, good Lord. Lotus with a DDT off the apron. The skull of Chloe Marks cracked. I heard it from over here. Now Lotus content that she's got Marks right where she wants her, taking her time. But in that time, Marks able to get back to her feet. Mistake made by Chloe Marks, or maybe not. Maybe trying to lure Lotus in. Setting her up for the air raid siren. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Listen to these fans chanting one more time. They want to see Chloe Marks in the chamber. Oh man, but went for that senton. One time too many. Big right hook from Chloe Marks. Tries to catch her on the rebound. Lotus is a little bit too quick though. Damn, that right hand rocked Chloe Marks, and now she gets caught. Package pile driver. Lotus hooks the leg. 1, 2. Are you kidding me? What a match. Even these fans are loving it. Chanting fight forever. Lotus though getting frustrated. Forcing Chloe's face into the canvas. Once again. You know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Another butterfly face buster. Marks may have kicked out, but she is in the woods right now. Lotus knows it too. Kick to the gut, gonna catch her. And Chloe Marks with a last-ditch effort. Trying for that rolling fireman's carry senton, but Lotus counters at the last second into a reverse DDT. And just like that, tries for a big old double axe handle. Marks gets out of the way. Single knee backbreaker. Into the senton. Lotus just will not stay down no matter what Chloe Marks throws at her. Another single knee backbreaker. Quick kick to the chest. And Beatrice! Another package pile driver! That's gotta be it. 1, 2, and 3. Beatrice Lotus with a successful return. And now a spot inside the Elimination Chamber at Purgatory. Well, the question remains, where is the rest of Otranto? I guess that remains to be seen, but welcome back, Beatrice Lotus, for sure. What a match, what a win. Who will be joining young Lotus inside the chamber? A question that will be answered in the coming weeks. action continues here on Shockwave, episode of 48, my fine feathered friends, as it is triple threat tornado tag team action coming up next. And as we heard a bit earlier, Madison Wright putting together a bit of a mini tournament to decide which team will challenge Resurgence for the Unified World Tag Team Championship at Purgatory, as the winning team of this Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team matchup will face the winning team of the Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team matchup on Octane this upcoming weekend. But I'm sure that Desolation guys, I was going to say, will be happy at the opportunity to get hands on the ATL here, but I don't think Bludgeon and Trauma are capable of happiness. Looking forward to putting hands on Malcolm Fry and Deshaun Porter, let's say, in this matchup, because of course it was a few weeks ago on the Lethal Lockdown edition of Shockwave that the ATL returned to CMV and defeated Desolation in the prison cell match. Not a loss that Desolation has taken lightly. Looking to make the ATL pay en route to securing a shot at the Unified World Tag Team Championship. Indeed, Andrew Briggs and Cameron Cray dethroning Click at Homecoming this past weekend. Now in need of challengers. But this is a triple threat tornado tag team matchup. That means all three teams active in the ring at the same time. No countouts. First team to get that pin or that submission in the ring advances to the #1 contenders match. Still to come here tonight, guys, we've got some more Elimination Chamber qualifiers. Hunter Quinn taking on Leon Gata. Wolf taking on De La Rosa. Not to mention our Whopper main event, Champ versus Champ. Diamond versus Justice. Don't want to miss that. Of course, we prepare for Shay Hoxton to sit behind the desk. Next episode of Shockwave. Showdown at the Senate 2, and what a show that's going to be. Well, guys, we've talked a couple of times now that so far this new season hasn't been going spectacularly for Jeremy Barmore. Bringing his cousin Sean Kinney into CMV, but the two of them have not been able to find much success as a team so far. And Barmore on his own, well, we saw at Homecoming, unable to leave with the Rite of Passage Championship, but maybe, just maybe, this opportunity is the turning point for the Cousins of Chaos. And last but most certainly not least, man, what a sight it was to see a few weeks ago. The ATL returning to CMV after years away from the ring. The former Fusion Tag Team Champions, former World Tag Team Champions. Fry and Porter, man, they have not aged a day. They have not missed a step. We saw that with their victory over Desolation. Malcolm Fry, Deshaun Porter, looking to pick up where they left off. Looking to earn themselves a championship opportunity. You know, if they go on to become #1 contenders, if they were to potentially take the gold from Resurgence, ATL would become the only team ever in CMV history to hold the Fusion Tag Team titles, the World Tag Team titles, and the Unified World Tag Team titles. An accolade the ATL would relish in earning, I'm sure. So here we go. It's triple threat tornado tag team action again. The winning team here will face the winning team of the other triple threat tornado tag team matchup. This next episode of Octane. We're going to find out who will step up to a resurgence at Purgatory. Desolation, the Cousins of Chaos, the ATL. Let's get it on. This is going to be chaos. First team to gain pin or submission in that ring, advancing to the #1 contenders match. Stomp to the face of Sean Porter. God, Sean Kinney is so massive every single time. I forget just how big this guy is. Even Malcolm Fry, man, who's a giant in and of itself, is just seemingly dwarfed when at the hands of Sean Kinney. Never see Jeremy Barmore tossed around bludgeon like it ain't no thing. Andrew Briggs and Cameron Trey watching from the Resurgence locker room. Which team will it be that steps up to the plate as Blake Richard himself prepares for the very first ever lights out match next week here on Shockwave, courtesy of Shay Hawks and thrown at the mercy of Bison the Barbarian, who we know is itching to rip Blake Richard in half. Bludgeon able to counter to Sean Porter. Grabs at his hand, but although being taken down to one knee, fighting back to a vertical base. Meanwhile, Jeremy Barmore gliding across the ring. Pretty impressive. Sean Kinney with a power bomb onto the apron. Taking out Malcolm Fry. Thomas just having himself a great time at ringside, destroying the ring. Tearing apart the steel steps for some reason. Doing a little bit of redecorating. What? It's hard to believe that Trauma's favorite pastime activity is redecorating? Grabbing those steel steps he brought into play. Oh, see Sean Kinney dropping Malcolm Fry on his back at ringside because of the chaos. Having themselves a bit of fun with Fry. Meanwhile, Desolation just hitting Deshaun Porter back and forth like a ping pong ball. Belly to belly. The much smaller Porter here just completely being manhandled by Bludgeon and Trauma. Not much you can do about it. DDT down onto the floor. Back in the ring, Porter. Nice rope-assisted Falcon Arrow. I have no idea what's happening there at ringside. Sean, though. Super kick into a straightjacket German with the bridge to pin. The ATL going to get themselves that opportunity to go to Purgatory. You know, I'd say Jeremy Barmore strikes me as a Tupperware enthusiast. I bet if you were to go into his house, open up those cabinets, you would see a plethora of Tupperware. Double axe handle lays out Bludgeon. Jeremy Barmore really needs a big win to get things turned around in the right direction for he and his cousin. Sean Porter taking his fight with Trauma further up the entranceway. Pinfall attempt by Fry, only gets a 1 count. Not finished with the workhorse just yet, though, sending him into the corner. Malcolm Fry. Big boy, look at the pounce! Takes some serious strength to knock someone like Jeremy Barmore around like that. No easy feat. Puts him back in the corner, but Barmore says enough of you already. Andy Barber not too sure what he wants to do with Malcolm Fry here, but that leaves him open. Deshaun Porter takes his shot. Tiger Driver. One. That's all you're going to get. Legend. Looking at it now from behind, though. Makes him pay for it with that back suplex. You know, BJ, if I had to guess, I think he's an avid stamp collector. Stamps and antique coins. I bet if you were going to the Bloody Forest, all right, the Justice Estates, see binders full of stamps. And he's licked every single one of them. Oh! Well, Malcolm Fry going to be licking his wounds by the end of this match. A big boot busts him open. Thanks to Bludgeon. Irish whip, Fry on the rebound, but Bludgeon a little bit too late. Chaos at ringside. It's coming a little bit of a mosh pit. Oh my God! Kenny just throwing Porter right into the steel steps there. Remember, only win by pin or submission in the ring here. One of these teams going to advance to that #1 contenders match. Everybody now fighting at ringside. Coming more akin to an alleyway brawl. The gangs of New York here. Meeting up for good old-fashioned proper thrashing. Oh dear Lord, choke slam! Did you hear the sound of that landing? Somehow Porter already back to his feet. That's one tough son of a gun. These three teams bringing it all out there for the opportunity to earn themselves a shot at the Unified World Tag Team Championship. Referee Murphy's just watching from the ring. He ain't gonna get involved in this. Great counter by Malcolm Fry, saving himself from perhaps being thrown over the barricade into the crowd. Knock over that poor fellow's W. That's alright, he can get more though. Using promo code CMV23. Save 10% on his entire purchase. That's crazy. Sean Kenny trying for a weapon under the ring, but Fry not going to give him the chance. Someone's got to get back into the ring here. Maybe they've all forgotten that this isn't Falls Count Anywhere, but they can stay out here as long as they like. There's no countouts. Into the barricade. Trauma is sent at the hands of Deshaun Porter. Now back into the ring. Porter perhaps fixing to end this match, but doesn't realize Barmore creeping up from behind. Torture rack bomb. Trauma able to wake himself up. Barmore with a big fucking toss. Whole lot of weight to be shoving up into the air like that, but Barmore might have the match won. 2 count only. Malcolm Fry coming in to make sure that ain't game over just yet anyhow. Barmore just throwing anyone and everyone around. Treating his opponents in this matchup like rag dolls. Barmore to belly! Wait a minute! Oh! Hang on! 2.999. I thought he had it right there for sure. I would have bet my kidney right there. Maybe even both of them. Who needs him anyway? Oh, now Sean Kinney's got a kendo stick pinfall attempt by Trauma. Can't even get himself a 1 count, though. A whole lot of intense grunting in that ring right now. A bit too intense. Oh, Barmore to belly. Oh, Rookmore is getting a taste of his own medicine there. Insult to injury by Bludgeon. Steel chair now in the hands of Deshaun Porter. Can't decide if he actually wants to use it or not, though. Looks like he's going for Barmore. Right over the head. And Jeremy responds with a big old thunderous spear. Power slam. On the floor, gonna have him waking up in the middle of the night with back spasms for the next few years, I think. Goodbye, Sean Kinney. Malcolm Pride turning around, though. Bludgeon waiting for him. Desolation. Wait a minute. Superman punch in the spear. What a combination. 1, 2. But kicks out. Testament to how bad all these teams want this opportunity, want this shot. Sean Kinney, sit out choke slam. Bludgeon, though, not even giving him a 1 count. Ooh, nice elbow drop by Deshaun Porter there. Double arm salt. Send him crashing down onto the floor. Another kendo stick. Brought out by Barmore, but before he could even use it, thrown into the ring. Desperate pin attempt, I'd say, by Trauma here. 1 count is all he's going to get, though. Everybody's starting to get back into the ring. Slowly but surely, Barmore with the kendo stick right over the head of Bludgeon. Now just trying to let it up, it's down, but a spear and it just about split him in half. Malcolm Pride, electric chair driver. And Trauma comes in with that steel chair. It goes around, comes around, and they say, Sean getting bit by his own chair there. Capture suplex. Late into this matchup, man, all 6 of these guys got to be absolutely exhausted at this point. But keeping the fight on. All for the opportunity to challenge for the Unified World Tag Team Championship. Oh, God! Deshaun! Caught with that sit-out choke slam. Sean Kinney was actually trying to hit it on Trauma. How the hell did this man just kick out? I don't think I didn't see Jeremy Barber with that suicide dive. Goodness gracious, man. What a matchup here. Just in madness. Oh, no. Bludgeon with that spinning power slam. But unfortunately for him, Barmore there to make the save. But by the grace of the wrestling gods. Desolation, the Cousins of Chaos, the ATL. Who's going to advance to that #1 contenders match? Jeremy Barbour's got the steel chair. He's getting frustrated. That frustration might cost him, though. Into the corner is where Legend wants him sent to the opposite side of the ring, though. Superman punch. We know what he's going to follow it up with. That spear! Desolation going to the #1 contenders match. No, Sean Kinney sensing his cousin's in trouble. And now, the sit-out choke slam! A quick cover! 1, 2! Oh, what? Bro, how? What is this match? Oh, Kinney! Far from behind, but he ain't looking again. Oh! Holy liner from the massive Sean Kinney to counter that electric chair driver attempt. Sheet there from Deshaun Porter. Spinning side slam. Malcolm Fry looks to make sure the job is done, but Deshaun interrupting his flow there. Andy Barmer caught in a bear hug, but the St. Paul's kind of anyway. Look at the ring, both of the ATL. Who's faster? Apparently neither of them. They're so eager, they just cancel each other out. They got the perfect opportunity to put Sean Kinney away here, but they can't decide who's going to hit their finisher first. Big old body block from Malcolm Fry, but it only gets a 2 count. Trauma with a choke slam into the pin. 1, 2, 3, and desolation. Advance to the number 1 contenders match. Woo! That was a doozy. That was just non-stop action, man. Bell to bell. Bludgeon and Trauma advance to the number 1 contenders match. Now we wait to see who they will be facing in said match. The winners of that triple threat tornado tag team bout on Octane this upcoming weekend. Well, my friends, we know that the theme of tonight's episode of Shockwave is Elimination Chamber Qualifiers. And coming up next, we're going to have another spot inside of the men's chamber filled. Hunter Quinn and Leon Agata one-on-one. And of course, Hunter Quinn with the support of Josh Omega, who unfortunately came up short in his qualifier at the top of the show, beaten by young Ben Stacy. Omega's still going to come out here to show support for his tag team partner. Fresh off of his absolutely brutal Miami street fight this past weekend at a homecoming, but a win that meant a lot for Hunter Quinn over Amber Reed. And now hoping to focus all that momentum into this matchup here tonight and punch his ticket to purgatory. But standing in his way is a man he's crossed paths with before. Leon Gata coming up short at homecoming, guys, as he was vying for the Intercontinental Championship in that fatal four-way elimination match won by John Lipnick, the new champion, kicking off his reign a little bit later on. But Gata knows the deal. Here in CMV, we never stop. There's no rests, no breaks. You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you get back to work. That's what Gata is looking to do here tonight in this Elimination Chamber qualifier. So let's get it. Quinn, Gata, who's going to purgatory. Both of them just throwing themselves at each other straight away. Of course, our final chamber qualifier of the night. A little bit later on, we're coming to make it. See Josh Wolf take on Fidel De La Rosa. And the other three qualifiers to be contested on Octane this upcoming weekend. We already know one of them. Going to be Jay Young versus the Bloody Brit. Gata going after that knee. Seems to be his primary focus, the left knee of Hunter Quinn. Not allowing him to escape. Hunter Quinn able to move off to the side, just enough room to breathe. Gata puts him right back down, though. Drop kick to the face. Hoping to rep the Psycho Imperium inside the chamber, with Omega failing to earn himself a spot earlier tonight. Now Quinn getting thrown out of the apron. Or I should say Gata thrown out of the apron by Quinn. And caught up with some closed fists across the chest. Look at Tatum. Look at Leon got his chest getting bright red. Popping them blood vessels. Surely no shot of Hunter Quinn coming into this matchup anywhere near 100% after the Miami Street fight just a few days ago. But an opportunity like this on the line, there's no way Hunter Quinn was about to show up and show out. The only thing Hunter Quinn desires, and he said it after his win over Amber Reed, is a world championship. The one thing he's been unable to accomplish here in CMV. And if he can get into that chamber at Purgatory, if he can win it, he will have his shot at the show of shows at Ascendance 11 against the global champion, Chris Diamond. Of course, still set for action here tonight in our main event, champ versus champ. Diamond Bloody Justice, Juan on Juan. As Gata chases down Hunter Quinn in the corner, drop kick to the lower back, and now a stomp to the gut. One more time, but to set Quinn up in position for a slingshot leg drop to the back of the head. And while Quinn is stunned, Gata quickly back into the ring, off the ropes, just trying to outmaneuver Hunter Quinn, and it's working so far. Quinn not able to keep up with the high-flying antics of the Golden Lion. Hunter Quinn, though, now in control, gonna walk on it into the corner, use his power. And a quick pin attempt. Could he be so lucky? No. Only a 1 count for the Psycho Killer. Tries to keep on the attack, though, into the full mount. Leon Gata able to counter. Stand on Hunter Quinn, not quick enough there, though. In that instance, thrown into the corner, clothesline. All the way on the other side of the ring. Throwing Gata down. A sack of garbage. Gata with a golden shower. Knows that he has Hunter Quinn hurt. With a spot inside of the Elimination Chamber hanging in the balance. Just throwing everything he can at Hunter Quinn. Trying to beat him down till there's nothing left. But as we see from Hunter Quinn time and time again, as we just saw this past weekend at Homecoming, even when it looks like you got him dead to rights, the Hellhound pops back to life. That type of superstar you gotta keep your eyes on at all times. Because Hunter Quinn will do whatever it takes, no matter what, to get ahead. Leon Gata, wheelbarrow DDT. Josh Omega looking a bit worried as he watches from ringside. The Psycho Imperium might end up having no presence at all inside of the Elimination Chamber. Standing moonsault, Gata. No time to waste and he knows it too. Crucifix driver. Just a rapid fire, man. Big move after big move. And now looking to finish it off with the golden spike. Is Leon Gata going to purgatory? Uno, dos, tres, he is! Leon Gata is going to the Elimination Chamber match. The Golden Lion making sure the Psycho Imperium has no presence whatsoever inside of the Elimination Chamber at Purgatory. Quite an onslaught there in the end by Gata. Hunter Quinn, no chance. So Ben Stacy, now Leon Gata, quite a lineup already. Who will join them? Wolf or De La Rosa, we'll find out a bit later on in our co-main event. Coming up next, lads and gents, we got ourselves a bit of a rematch as Gianna already in the ring, prepared to go one-on-one with Ruby Rattel of the Uncut Gems. But look at this, Gianna can't even wait. As soon as the bell rings, running down Ruby. The referee trying to push her back so we can get a proper, clean start to this match. But Gianna obviously fired up after taking a loss at the hands of Ruby Rattel. Thanks in large part, though, to the shenanigans of Alexia Diamond at ringside. The Uncut Gems using their numbers advantage to get the better of Gianna, but no Alexia Diamond here tonight. Straight up one-on-one, and Gianna making the most of it. Pulling no punches, man, and evidently no time to waste. She is all over Rattel. Like white on rice, boy, now throws her into the corner. This is one fired up redhead here, but Rattel trying to quickly keep her composure and ensure that she's not so easily taken down here tonight, even without the support of Diamond. Hurricanrana, great reversal by Rattel, though, turning it into an alley-oop, and immediately follows up on that with a ripcord forearm smash. Here's why I say superstars gotta leave their emotions at the door. Don't let your anger get the better of you in that ring, because Gianna started off hot, but now Rattel able to make her way out of the woods, and now dropping Gianna head first at ringside with that inverted Frankensteiner. But the main character of CMV Obviously allowing the Uncut Gems to get under her skin. Props to Gianna, though, for not backing down, despite the deck being stacked against her, being outnumbered, but at least does not have to worry about Diamond continually getting involved here. Does have to worry about the referee's count right now, though. He's up to 7. Gianna gonna get back into the ring. Looks like she has no intentions of resetting the count. 8. It's a legit way to win, many say. But just before 9, Rattel back into the ring. Gianna waiting for a pendulum backbreaker attempt. Rattel able to land on her own 2 feet, though. Tornado kick right upside the head. Gianna trying to get back to her feet. Ruby says, here, let me help ya. Tries to come up from behind, but an elbow to the jaw. Beautiful disaster kick right into the pin. That'll put you out like a light. Lickety split. Big win for Gianna. Man, she just came into this matchup ready to swang. And swang she did. With no Alexia Diamond to interfere at ringside, Gianna with a swift victory over Ruby Rattel here tonight. Into our tertiary main event we go here on Shockwave episode 48, my friends. We're about to see a big matchup as John Lipnick and Amber Reed go one-on-one, but it looks like we're going to have ourselves a guest here at ringside, the Earl. Of course, John Lipnick becoming the new Intercontinental Champion this past weekend at Homecoming, winning that fatal 4-way elimination match and eliminated the Earl from that match. Put him to sleep with the sweet embrace. But the Earl responding, saying that John Lipnick didn't properly beat him like a gentleman, not one-on-one. So the Earl feeling as though he is still owed a shot at the Intercontinental Championship and making his intentions further known here tonight, popping a squat at ringside. I wish he would come sit over here. I'd love to pick the brain of the Earl a little bit. Or maybe I wouldn't, because I do still owe him that $500,000. And, well, let's just say my bets didn't, yeah. I gotta stay away from the casinos. But guys, what a match we have in the ring. John Lipnick and Amber Reed. Long history between these two. It's Amber Reed hoping to bounce back after a tough loss to Hunter Quinn in the Miami street fight at Homecoming. Much like Hunter Quinn, I'm sure still feeling the effects of said street fight, but bouncing back with a big time win against the Intercontinental Champion here. Just what Amber Reed needs. Lipnick, a quick pin attempt here. I'd be shocked if that did Amber Reed in. Able to roar to the outside. Lipnick, though, looks like he's caught between focusing on Amber Reed and the Earl at ringside. Dropping Amber on her head. The Earl knows what he wants. I appreciate a man who knows what he wants. A man who's determined, who's driven. He wants that Intercontinental Championship, and he's right. He's still undefeated one-on-one. Well, Lipnick's in control. What's the Earl doing? What is the Earl doing? Earl has taken Lipnick's Intercontinental Championship. What the hell? Earl trying to make off like a thief in the night here. Lipnick's not going to allow that. The Earl trying to steal the Intercontinental Championship. Oh, but Lipnick has forgotten about Amber Reed. And the history maker able to capitalize there on the distraction made by the Earl. The Earl taking a page out of Lipnick's playbook, because Lipnick did that exact same thing to Fidel De La Rosa last month, you might remember. Tried to steal the Intercontinental Championship from him. The Earl saying 2 lads can play at that game, old chap. Lipnick thrown down onto the floor as a referee gets up to a count of 5 here, back into the ring. Lipnick has stopped the heist of the century, but now he's still got to worry about Amber Reed. Tilt the World DDT. Spiking John Lipnick. Tries to get back to his feet, but Reed is staying on him like a monkey on a cupcake, not letting that boy get very far. Kicks to the face and makes him kiss the canvas. Some more kicks incoming, but Lipnick says, no thank you, ma'am. Goes for that choke slam. Amber instead catches him with the knee to the jaw and spikes him with the inverted Frankensteiner. Lipnick go back to his feet with no time to waste. Sheesh. Knife edge chops doing a number on Amber Reed, but not enough to keep her down. Air raid siren neck breaker. And gonna follow it up. We all know what comes next. Amber Reed. Or maybe not. I thought she was gonna go for the Revolution knee. Nope, instead, Nightfall. 1, 2. But John Lipnick, with about a millisecond to spare right there, keeps himself in the fight. The fight's coming to him. Amber Reed not giving him a moment here. Jeez, stomping on his face. Lipnick needs a moment. I don't know if he's going to get it, though. Picking himself up on the apron. Amber from across the ring tries to knock him down to the outside, but Lipnick quick enough to get up his knee. Speaking of knees, and another inverted Frankensteiner. That'll do it. 1, 2, 3. Amber Reed putting away the Intercontinental Champion here tonight. Big, much-needed win for Amber Reed, but certainly thanks in large part to the Earl, as Lipnick was in control trying to make off with the Intercontinental Championship. Lipnick had to go and stop him, and Amber Reed able to capitalize on that. Well, the Earl, I'm sure, backstage with a big Cheshire smile on his face, grinning from ear to ear. But what's next for Amber Reed is the question many are asking, and the history maker is asking herself. Lads, gents, it is our co-main event of the evening here on Shockwave episode 48. And of course, the theme of tonight's show, Elimination Chamber Qualifiers. And so far, we have seen Ben Stacy and Leon Gata earn their way into the men's Elimination Chamber match. Who will join them? We're going to find out here in our co-main event. Wolf, with the rest of Kill Your Heroes in tow, set to take on Fidel De La Rosa. And our other 3 qualifying matches to take place on Octane this upcoming weekend. We know one of them gonna see Jay Young take on the Bloody Brick, who of course defeated Josh Wolf inside Hell in a Cell this past weekend at Homecoming. Probably still a bit sore, feeling the effects of that matchup. Well, much like I said earlier tonight, with an opportunity like this at stake, whether you're 100% or not, you're showing up. You're showing out. Wolf certainly got the support at ringside, but De La Rosa has to be fired up after losing his Intercontinental Championship at Homecoming. Madison Wright giving him the chance to bounce back in a major way, to make his way into that Elimination Chamber at Purgatory. De La Rosa, more often than not since first arriving here in CMV, has had championship gold around his waist. Whether it's the Internet Championship, the Unified World Tag Team Championship, the Anarchy Championship, or that Intercontinental Championship. But a lot of people feel as though it's time for De La Rosa to break that glass ceiling to finally become a main event player here in CMV. And here's his chance. His chance to prove he deserves to tangle with the upper echelon. Sure to come up next, guys, in our main event. It's Champ versus Champ, Diamond versus Justice. But I'm sure right now Diamond in his locker room watching, because remember, the winner of that Chamber at Purgatory will challenge Chris Diamond for the CMV Global Championship at Ascendance 11. We know Diamond's going to have the home field advantage. He'll be competing in London, England, in front of his friends, his family. That's his home turf. Harvey Hastings, Peligro, and James Wolf backing up Josh here. Fidel's going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to make it to Purgatory. So here we go, Chamber spot on the line. Wolf, De La Rosa. De La Rosa going to have to find some kind of way to just focus on Wolf in the ring and not the party happening at ringside. Easier said than done, though, especially if Kill Your Heroes start interfering, and I wouldn't put that past them. But look at this. De La Rosa already able to take Wolf down with that modified crossface, but not about to be punked out like that. The former global champion is Josh Wolf. He has before entered the Elimination Chamber in his CMV career. He knows what it's like to have your flesh grated across that steel. He knows the horrors that hellish structure can inflict, but he also knows that it's worth it. Because it means going to the show of shows. Ascendance 11. It means challenging for the Global Championship. Ringside, De La Rosa quick to introduce Josh Wolf to his knee. Here comes the Anarchy Champion, Peligro, getting a bit of a close look. A bit too close, if you ask me. But he's keeping his distance. Enough for the referee. Now here comes James. Fresh off of his huge win against the Bloody Brit on Octane, but gonna retreat now as De La Rosa takes Wolf back into the ring. And again De La Rosa gonna take Wolf down with this modified crossface. But once more, a bit too early, and Wolf able to get back to his feet. Swinging Fisherman's neck breaker. Gonna keep the pressure on that neck with a Fisherman's driver. Bridge to pin as well as De La Rosa going to Purgatory. No, he is not. At least not yet. It almost feels weird seeing De La Rosa come down to the ring without a championship around his waist, but he's looking for his grandest prize yet. He's looking to put that global championship around his waist. Oh, busts Wolf open with that DDT, and now that he senses Wolf in big trouble, tries to go in for the kill, but Wolf gonna bust him open. Catching him off guard with that forearm smashing just like that. Ever so dangerous is Wolf. Snap DDT. Not content though, wants to make sure the job is done. Breaker. Peligro with an early celebration at ringside. 1, 2. Perhaps a bit too early, premature, as De La Rosa keeps his head above the water, but Wolf, not a moment of hesitation, to the top rope, corkscrew moonsault into the pin. Might he have it here? One count for Josh Wolf. Only needs a second. This De La Rosa falling drop, he can get himself back into the fight here, watching as Wolf drags himself into the corner. Cautious. Perhaps too cautious. Wasted time there. And Wolf's gonna make him pay for it. De La Rosa out of the ring! Were this a Royal Rumble, Wolf would have the match won, but he may have just broke De La Rosa's back. Seems like the former Intercontinental Champion okay enough. As she's gonna go after the back of Wolf now. A bit of tit for tat, bow tie, backbreaker. James Wolf and Peligro watching closely, but still keeping their distance. Up to a count of 6. Josh Wolf. Torture rack position. Swinging neckbreaker, man. Down onto the floor. And a DDT. Josh Wolf has just flipped the switch. Let me try to kill this kid real quick. Let me try to shave some careers. Shave some years off Fidel's career. How does one go about shaving careers? I'm not too sure. Either way, we're up to a count of 13 right now, guys. And this could be big trouble. I don't think either man has realized how deep the count is. Another torture rack neckbreaker by Josh Wolf. 17. We're getting into very deep waters, dangerous territory here. But back into the ring, both men. Just in the nick of time. Bangarang catching up. De La Rosa. Harvey Hastings liking what he's seeing. Wolf into the pin. A 1 count is all he gets, though. The Elimination Chamber awaiting one man. Elbow to the jaw stuns Wolf. De La Rosa tripping him up. He's got him caught. Crossface. Crossface locked in. He's got the arm trapped. Twisting Wolf's head. In serious trouble right now is the voice of Kill Your Heroes. But somehow able to escape. And now look at Harvey Hastings. Up out of the apron. I knew it was only a matter of time. Trying to distract our referee here. Doesn't look like he's having much luck, though. Josh Wolf, never the mind. Hook to the jaw, back and forth, back and forth. With such an opportunity on the line. Pinfall attempt by De La Rosa, just hoping and praying that potentially it might be enough, but gonna take more than that to keep down Josh Wolf. De La Rosa knows it though, rolls him up, shoot! Bird kick, but again, Harvey Hastings trying to distract the referee. Doesn't do the trick. De La Rosa so close off that swinging reverse STO. So close you can taste it. But it's Josh Wolf we're talking about. De La Rosa from Bretro goes to a double axe handle. Caught with a punch to the gut. Now what is Harvey doing? Going under the ring. Tosses in a steel chair. Harvey Hastings just doing absolutely everything in his power here to disrupt this match. Murphy is not having it. Throws that steel chair out of the ring. Bravery of De La Rosa here. No fear. As he takes this fight to the ringside area. Despite being incredibly outnumbered. Already up to a count of 4. De La Rosa. Not looking to risk it this time. Back into the ring. Resets the count. Wolf's still sleeping on his feet. He's got them spaghetti legs, boy. Harvey. This referee needs to send Harvey to the back already, man. He's incapable of keeping his fingers out of this pie. That's right, I said it. Harvey Hastings fingers pies, all right? Hashtag confirmed. We all knew it all along. Took too long setting up that knee drop. Wolf out of the way, tries to charge De La Rosa, but caught from behind with a jumping neck breaker. Up to a count of 8 now. Again, Hastings getting a bit too close. These DDTs, man. De La Rosa gonna be lucky if he leaves this match without a concussion. Back up to a count of 11. Sit out facebuster by De La Rosa. It's like Kill Your Heroes blocking that one side of the ring. As De La Rosa throws Wolf head first into the steel post, and you hear that dink echoing throughout the arena. They say it's a legit way to win. Bloody Brit would tell you so. Count of 16 here, guys. Oh no, Wolf. Wait a minute, Wolf. Butterfly facebuster. 19. Wolf gets back into the ring. Wow. Oh, did you see Harvey trying to stop him as well? Harvey tried to grab his legs, but De La Rosa was too quick. Count of 19, man. And De La Rosa's got the arm, looking for the crossface again. Another go around. Butterfly suplex, not once but twice. And the butterfly facebuster finishing it off. These two can't help it, man. They're having a hoot and a holler at ringside. German suplex. No, able to stall it is De La Rosa. And a knee to the face of Wolf before he's even able to fully get back to his feet. Another knee to the face. Referee Murphy ain't playing around with his count here tonight, bro. Harvey Hastings doing his absolute best to distract De La Rosa to throw him off his game without actually putting hands on the former Intercontinental Champion. And Zaguri by Wolf. That might be all the opening he needs desperately. De La Rosa tries to get out of the way, but not quick enough. Another snap DDT. Josh Wolf, though, with blood dripping down his face, murderous stomps to the chest. He's not done. Good God. Beating the high holy hell out of De La Rosa. And finally, another murder breaker. That's gotta be it. 1, 2. What? Yeah, Wolf's reaction. Oh, but wait a minute. Wolf, not again. A third murder breaker. 1, Huh? How? Look at all of Kill Your Heroes freaking out at ringside. Jaws dropped. How the hell did De La Rosa just kick out of that? Oh, not again. Wolf going for the corkscrew moonsault, but De La Rosa sees it coming. Can't act quick enough, though. Those Murder Breakers did a number on him. He may have kicked out, but he was in bad shape. Tiger feint kick around the post by Wolf. Wolf knows he has the upper hand here. He knows it's only a matter of time. Corkscrew moonsault again! De La Rosa gets out of the way. Not gonna let the moment pass him by this time. Irish whip into the corner, tries for a drop kick. Wolf denies it. Slap across the face, just nothing but disrespect. Drops him chest first on the top rope. Wolf. Gotta be thinking at this point, what do I gotta do to put this kid down, man? The Vertebreaker 3 times. Didn't do the trick. Going back to work on that leg, and now going down low, man, blatantly right in front of Murphy. Not going to do anything about it. He hasn't done anything about Harvey Hastings interfering either, though, so can't sound too surprised. Another DDT. De La Rosa rolls to the outside, but Wolf keeping his eyes on him. Over the top! Just launching himself at De La Rosa like a heat-seeking missile. Throws him back into the ring. To the top. Elbow. To the upper back. Will that finally keep De La Rosa down? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it will. Josh Wolf is going to purgatory. What a humdinger barn burner here in our co-main event. But Josh Wolf going to be the one entering the Elimination Chamber at Purgatory. So Wolf is almost surprised there. Did he just win the Royal Rumble? What the hell? What's with the pyro? I mean, that was a great match and a big win. I don't know if it deserved pyro. What did Wolf do to pull that? Main event time, my friends. And what? Wait a minute! Wait a second! Guys, champ versus champ here in our main event, but Bloody Justice from behind as Diamond was making his entrance. Bloody Justice trying to show Diamond exactly who the real top champion is. Introducing him to the championship. right to the back of Diamond's head, but the referee going to allow this matchup to start, rings the bell. I don't know if that's very fair, but Diamond, hard-headed it would appear. Well, Bloody Justice in a foul mood, we know that for certain. Abel at homecoming alongside Blake Virtue to dispatch of Bison the Barbarian. But then, of course, we found out at the top of the show, Shay Hoxton pulling some strings, cashing in some favors, taking over as general manager of Shockwave next week, introducing Showdown at the Senate 2, and has booked Bloody Justice to defend his undisputed World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match against Shay Hoxton and Richard Jelani. Justice knowing full well his reign is in serious trouble, and I think maybe taking out some of his anger on Chris Diamond here tonight, attacking him before the match started. But Diamond not about to be punked out like that. Big boot right into the pin. But Diamond, he's so lucky here, but Bloody Justice to his feet, punch to the midsection. Bloody Justice, as angry as he is, and understandably so, one of the few times I find myself actually sympathizing with Bloody Justice. Not backing down. We heard from him. He said, hey, I know you're trying to screw me. I know my odds aren't very great of leaving next week still undisputed with heavyweight champion. But if you think I'm about to tuck tail and run, you're dead wrong. I will show up, and I will find a way to retain that undisputed with heavyweight championship. But there's no denying, and Bloody Justice knows it. His odds of leaving that triple threat match with the championship still around his waist, slim to none. Shay Hoxton making sure Blake Virtue won't be a problem, putting him up against Bison in that lights out match, ensuring he stays out of it. Hoxton seemingly doing absolutely everything he can to get that undisputed World Heavyweight Championship back around the waist of Richard Jelani. Stomps to the chest. 1916 from the British Bowler into the pin. Is he going to make Bloody Justice pay for attacking him before the match? Yes, he is. Chris Diamond. Look, just like that. Dispatching of the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion here tonight. Bloody Justice allowing his anger to get the better of him. His emotions boiling over, and again, you can't really fault him. But Chris Diamond able to expertly capitalize. And the global champion pins the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion here tonight.